Hey everyone, it's Max, and I am here to do the Taylor Swift book tag. So this is a compilation of 10 questions that all fit a Taylor Swift song, and I will be answering each question with a book. So let's just get on started with it. I will leave the creator of the video down below. The first question is, we are never getting back together. Name a book series that you thought you loved, but turns out you really don't. So for this, I am going to go with the House of Night series by PC and Kristen Cast. I liked like the first 5, but now there's like 15 books in this series and spin-off books that I'm just like, there's just too much. It's too much. There's too many books, and the series just started going way downhill from there. I read it a long time ago during like my Twilight phase. I don't have them anymore. Every time I look back on them, I look back at like the first 5 with quite a lot of fondness, and then after that, I'm just like, oh my, I can't believe I wasted my time reading that. The next is red. Pick a book with a red cover. And so for this, I'm going to go with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Just look at this gorgeous cover. I think this is the Puffin and Bloom edition, and it is just so pretty. Even just like the end pages are pretty, and look at that. I know this isn't the red, but there's red in it over on like these guys and stuff. I love this cover. It was the first Alice in Wonderland edition that I had. You can see the other one right up there, the pink one. Yeah, right there. Which I just recently got. But I just love this book so much, and I love this cover. So next is The Best Day. Pick a book that makes you feel nostalgic. So for this, I am going with The Tiger's Curse series by Colleen Houck. This is the second book, The Tiger's Quest. There's the third book, The Tiger's Voyage, and the fourth book, The Tiger's Destiny. But I own The Tiger's Curse and The Tiger's Voyage on ebook, and I own this one and the fourth one in hardcover. But I have not heard like anyone on BookTube talk about this series, and it is one of my favorites. This is about a girl named Kelsey who starts working for the circus, taking care of the tiger, but it turns out the tiger is a lost prince of India, and she has to help him figure out how to like break his curse. And it is so amazing. It is such a great series, and I read it quite a long time ago, but every time it's like the first one I can reread and reread and reread and reread. After that, I don't really reread them. I don't know why. I think it's just like I don't want to get so invested in the series because I already know what it's about and what happens, but I love rereading the first one many a time, and it's just such a fantastic series. The next is Love Story. Name your favorite forbidden love. And so for this one, I am going with Rose and Dimitri from the Vampire Academy by Richelle Mead. A lot of people don't really like this series, and I don't really know why, because I enjoy it. I mean, yes, it's very teeny bopper. It's definitely YA. Well, there are some new adult themes in it, but especially in the later books. But this, if you don't know what this is about a girl named Rose who is the kind of like the main bodyguard of a vampire princess named Lissa, and they have to go to a school called St. Vladimir's Academy, aka Vampire Academy, and they were missing for 2 years, and she has to make up her guardian training by training with a man named Dimitri, and he is older than her and her, not teacher, but like mentor. So it could be a little bit awkward, but they are so cute together, and I'm just like, I love them. So the next one is I Knew You Were Trouble. A bad character you can't help but love. This is a spoiler for Frost Like Night by Sarah Rosh. So if you have not read the end of Ice Like Fire or like just the end of Ice Like Fire, this is a bit of spoiler, so mute until you see me put the book down. Theron, I think that's his name, Theron. He was a good guy. We liked Theron, and then turns out his mind was broken by the bad guy, and he's a bad guy too. So that kind of sucked. And if you haven't read the whole of Frost Like Night, mute it now. But thankfully, he does become better, and he does redeem himself, which makes me really happy. But I can't help but love him because he's such a lovable character. Innocent, the end of a book that someone ruined for you. If you have not read In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken, I would definitely mute it now. Cole's death. I don't like Cole. I was pretty happy actually that he died, but it was still ruined for me, and which I mean I was fine with. I heard that, I was like, oh, thank goodness, because I liked him in Never Fade, but then he kind of gave Ruby the hero complex that I friggin' hate, and he was just a jerk to Liam, and I hated him as a character, really didn't like him, so I was happy when I learned that he died, but it was ruined for me. The next is Everything Has Changed. Name a character with some huge character development. And for this one, I'm going to be going with Leia from An Ember in the Ashes. She starts off as this girl who is living in a war-ridden city or country, and she is in like a lower caste, but she still is kind of innocent. Her brother kind of like helps her and protects her, but when he goes missing, she has to go and find him. Her character development through this whole book, and the second one, A Torch Among the Night, Against the Night, Torch Among, whatever, is she just changes so much. She becomes so mature. She really comes into her own. She becomes just a fantastic character that I really, really love. You Belong With Me, the most anticipated release. The seventh Throne of Glass novel. And no, I'm not talking about the Chaol novel, Tower of Dawn, because I am excited for that, but honestly, I would just rather have the last Throne of Glass novel. I understand that's probably really necessary to hear about what was happening with Chaol during the events of Empire of Storms, but I really wish it was just like a 100-page novella that we could get like on like through Barnes & Noble or Kindle or something, because I just want the last one so badly, and we can't get it yet, and it kind of kills me. Forever and Always, name your favorite book couple. If you have not read the Infernal Devices trilogy, specifically Clockwork Princess, do mute this. But I'm gonna have to go with Will and Tessa, of course. How can you not? They are amazing. I love them so much. Will is like, you know, your top book boy, my top book boyfriend, their OTP goals, etc., etc. They're just fantastic. I friggin' love them. I love, and I just finished Lord of Shadows, and just the references, like, they spend some time in the London Institute, which I don't really think is a spoiler, just because I'm just saying that they're there for a certain amount of time, and there's, like, all these books have WH in them, or Will H, and you're like, I know who that is. And it's so much fun, and I friggin' love them. And the final question is Come Back, Be Here. Book I am too afraid to lend out because I fear I will miss it too much. So this, I don't really fear I'll miss it too much, but I'm just worried about lending it out. And that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, just because my copy is just kind of falling apart. So I'm worried that if I give it to someone, they'll return it with like the cover off or just like ruined, and that's just like, it's scary for me. I did lend out City of Ashes one time to my best friend, and she lost it for like a couple years, and she was convinced that she'd give it back to me, but we were cleaning out her closet, and I found 2 of my books in her closet, so I kind of learned my lesson with lending out books to her, but anyways, I would never give this one away just because it's kind of falling apart. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. I'll see you on Wednesday with a Top 5 Wednesday. Bye!